Hello, everyone. Hello, Pastor Minilisi. Hello, Rabs. Hey, Kay. Yo, hi. And hi, Andre. Hello, everybody. I'm just waiting for my people to join. Hi, Tracy. I see you. I'm so sorry. That means you muted my status is K. That's why you didn't see. Hi Peter. Yes, Tracy, we are within. We are within. We are within. I'm just waiting for my guests to join. But before then, today we're talking about marriage, illusions of marriage. Most of us, we get to think that just because you want to get married, it's all gonna be perfect. I'm one of the culprits until I met a very, very beautiful woman by the name of Girly. She's one of the most honest people that I've ever met in my life, who just tells it the way it is. And she always links it to her own marriage, and you get to learn. Obviously, she's not the guru of marriages. Marriage is different from one person to another. But I think she has something valuable that she could just teach people. So I'm gonna allow you, Kingdom Queens, to please request so that I can accept you, and we can start with the talk. Please request. Gelly, please, waiting for you. And then my people will ask you questions because I have tons of questions for you. You can press on your screen is written requests. Okay, I see you. Okay, thank you. I try to look more. Okay, she's gonna join us now.
Can you guys see me?
We cannot see you. It says loading, so we just have to wait
okay.
for you.
Alright.
Hey, Tinor, I see you, girl. But can you see me, Kelly?
Yeah, I can see you looking lovely. I didn't get the memo, sorry. Sorry, guys.
You said I must wear black, so I tried,
Okay.
I tried to wear
Okay.
black. But people can't see you. I don't know if guys, maybe it's me.
What's happening
If you can
with
see
my
me,
phone?
please let me know. Oh yes, they can't
Oh my
see you.
god.
Tina just said that she can't see you.
Oh, why?
But you can talk. Maybe they're
No?
gonna see you. Oh, you look nice, so you want people to see you. It's fine. We just gonna wait. We're gonna wait for
Oh.
you.
Is it still saying loading?
Yeah, it's still saying loading.
I'm not
Okay,
seeing
let
anything.
me
It's just side.
guys, you can still see her even now. Please, if you can see her or you can't see her, please respond. Okay, they can't see you, love. Nobody can see you. I think we can just talk, man, and we're just gonna find a way. Okay, she went out. I'm sure she's gonna request again, and then I will add her. I'm so sorry about that technology, guys, ne? But can you see me? Wait, can you see how beautiful I am? Can you see how beautiful I am? Oh, maybe you need to update your Instagram. We've also had this issue before. Oh my God, I'm so sad. Um, I'm waiting for her to join again. Okay, she sent another request, and I'm just going to add her. It's still loading. Do you have the latest Instagram, or you can use your husband's Instagram? That's fine. Oh, oh wow, Tracy, shut up! Like, shut up! Like, shut up! I have picked it now. Ooh, now I can't even. This is so bad. And I won't blame the devil. This is not the devil. This is technology, guys. Let's wait again. So sorry. But anyone can join. I'd like to have a conversation with Magdalene. Just for a few seconds, though, until we sort out the problem of Mrs. A. And then we will talk. Okay, let's see. No,
Oh my gosh! Yes, I'm here.
but we can't see you. We can't see you.
Is it the network or is the phone? Yo, guys, I'm sorry for your data. Eh?
No.
Let's just
Apparently,
chat.
you need to update your Instagram as well.
Okay. Okay, let me just switch phones quickly.
Okay. I'm gonna still. No, Mtandazo, can you please request for so long and then I get to talk to you? I know you said you hate you hate talking in front of people, but it would be nice to talk to you. You're one of the wisest people that I've ever spoken to. Please, no, Magdalene, you're never crusty, ever, ever. You're always looking dope, so you can request as well as we wait for Girly to come through. Or any other person who feels ready to talk. You can ask questions though. That is okay. Anyone, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to log out as well. No, she's changing phones. She's going to use her husband's phone because her phone is giving her a problem. That's what I think. She just said she's gonna change her phone. Guys, this is the devil. Like, okay, it's not the devil, but it is the devil. It's always him, It's always the devil. Tino, don't you want to request and then we just have a nice conversation before we wait, before Mrs. A joins us. Tino Mancha _26. You can request. You're not saying no, you're laughing, meaning that you are ready to talk to me. So please request. Rose. Oh, thank you, Rose Queen Fitness, for joining. Guys, I'm just gonna wait for her for the next minute. If she doesn't come through, we're gonna log out and then we have to come together again. I don't know what's happening because I'm the one who usually have network problems. I don't know what's happening today. Okay, she's back. Let's see, waiting for her. It says waiting for Kingdom Queens. Let's just wait and see what happens.
Hi, guys.
I'm happy to see you. At last, hi. How are you?
But babe, I'm fine. I'm so sorry about that. How are you? How are you guys? Thank you for joining us. Miss
Yeah,
A,
people are
my
joining.
bestie.
Others they left obviously, but they're gonna come through, I believe. So we're gonna get straight to the point. I'll start by introducing myself, and I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself. So my name is Nokolo. Yes, with an X, Nokolo Ngomane, or you can just call me Noxy. I am the founder of I am in Torazi and other stuff that I get to do in the kingdom of the Lord. And today we are talking about illusions of marriage. So every Tuesday I have what we call Journey Tuesdays, where we just talk about anything that affects us as people, not only women, but any other person. So if you have an idea that you'd like to share with us, please let me know. I am here. You can slide to my DM only when you are telling me about Journey Tuesday, please. Not when you want my numbers and stuff like that. No, doesn't work like that. So, Girly, you can introduce yourself. Who is Mrs. A? Who are you?
Oh my gosh, the signal. So hi guys, my name is Girly Andre, formerly known as Girly Nkwazi. I'm sure other people are like, Girly Andre, what's this? When did you change your name? It's been a couple of years. I'm also known as Mrs. A. I am the founder of Kingdom Queens. I am a mentor for wives and wives in waiting. So that is my ministry. As my sister Naxi said earlier, I am very honest. So please don't find it offensive. I do not have any filter. I actually tell it how it is. I am real about marriage. I do not sugarcoat things, but I do not focus on the negative. So don't think that is going to be so negative that, oh no, I do not have time for this. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm about.
Okay. But thank you so
Yeah.
much. So, I wanted us to
I'm a
talk
wife
about this.
and a mother. Sorry, I excluded my
Like
guy.
your wife and mother and the daughter and the first daughter-in-law. Actually, I've seen on your statuses you look like the perfect daughter-in-law. I'll come to you for classes.
Yes.
So I said that I wanted us to talk about this because I'm one of those people who thought that marriage is this beautiful thing. Not that it's ugly, but at some point I don't know what I'm gonna meet this man. He's gonna love Jesus, and then she's just gonna be perfect, and stuff like that. But when I grew up, people started to tell me that marriage is ugly. So for me,
Mm,
marriage is either black or white. But when I met you, and obviously I get to see your statuses and I'm following you and stuff like that, I have learned that, what, marriage is actually a journey, just like being single, just like being in a relationship with a person before you get married. It's a journey. So we cannot say it's beautiful or it's ugly. It's just a beautiful journey
yeah.
that you can, like you are embarking with someone that you actually love and the person who loves you as well. But I want to
Yes.
know your side of the story. What is marriage and what can you tell us about marriage? And along the way, I believe that people are going to ask questions and give comments to what you say. And please let us know, how long have you been married and how has it been? But before that, Tino is saying hello, bestie. She's been saying she's greeting you here. Tino, we see you, lover.
Hi, bestie. She was my maid of honor, my everything. We do everything together. So hi, thank you for being here.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
with me, the thing is, since obviously everyone knows my story, my mom and dad, um, like I wasn't raised by both parents. I was raised by a single mom. So to me, I never really had or aspired actually to get married. To me, it was like something foreign, even though as time went on, I was raised by my grandparents who were happily married, I think. They were too old by the time I was a teenager.
Alright.
So so it wasn't something I looked at and I was goals. When other girls were dreaming about the wedding dress, all those things, I was just dreaming about building my empire. I really didn't have, a thing for marriage. It was just not my thing.
Okay.
Oh, the signal.
No, we can hear
So,
you. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I don't know what's happening, guys. Technology is sabotaging me tonight. This has never happened before. Oof.
is the signal fine?
Yes, yes.
It's fine. So as I grew, reading the Word of God and just being with my father, spending time as father and daughter, he also showed me the other side of marriage that I never really got to see with people here in the world. So this is why it's very important that we also focus on God and the Word instead of focusing on what everyone is doing, because not everything we see is the truth, but the Word of God is the truth. So the
Mm,
more I spend time with God, I realized, what? Marriage can be something that is goals. And for me, it was different because I realized that already after I was married, you know, because I
Mm.
was even, my husband and I, we had been together for what, 3 to 4 years before we actually got married. So obviously we knew each other and we cared for each other. But to be honest, I wasn't like any other girl where you date someone and you're already, seeing the kids, you're seeing the wedding, the kids. For me, it was different. But I think
Mm.
I was also blessed with someone who had a different reality, compared
Mm.
to mine. His parents are still married. He still had both his parents. So also just hearing his side of things and how he views marriage, it also helped me. So this influence is very important. Who are
Oh,
you
yeah.
listening to? It's so
Yeah.
important. It really does play a role. If you spend most of your time with someone who's always talking badly about marriage, obviously you will end up being like that person. You'll end up thinking, okay,
Mm.
marriage is really so overrated. It is so ugly. It is this ugly thing. So
Mm.
I think it's really important also that we just surround ourselves with people who are, who had a different upbringing to us, and also
Oh, yeah.
people who have like positive just positive vibes and positive thoughts about life, and people who are just so
Mm.
ambitious, really determined to win in life, and that includes marriage. I've been with my husband, well, married for 3 years, and in total we've been together for 7 years. Whew, he took time, this one. Anyway,
It's okay. It's okay. Right? And he's listening. Like, I feel sorry for him, but it's fine. I'm sure he's listening, but it's okay. It's okay. So, but how has the journey been for you, Girly? From you, as you have said, you're not dreaming about getting married like any other girl, and transitioning from that to being
yeah,
somebody's wife. What are some of the struggles that you can say, you know what, this is what I've struggled with, and
right.
I think other people, they can do one, two, and three to avoid facing what I've faced. Because I remember in one of our conversations, you did say, Guti, at some point, God has to tell you to go back to the throne room, and you know what, you have to pray. And sometimes people think that you are being this spiritual, but marriage is spiritual. It was created by God. So the enemy will
Exactly.
try to. So what can you share on your side?
Oh, wow. For me, I feel like marriage overall in the beginning was a challenge because I didn't know how to do marriage. I didn't know what marriage was. I was
Mm.
saved, what, when I was 17? I've always been
Mhm.
saved, but being saved didn't mean that, I want the other things that God has promised, like the marriage and the kids. So that was not my
Mm.
focus when I read the Bible. So I didn't
Mm.
even know one verse or a chapter that spoke about marriage. So when I
Mm.
got into marriage, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what marriage was. So I still had that mentality of a single woman. Remember, I was
Mm.
raised by a single, powerful woman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't have that example and I didn't have that knowledge on how to be a wife. So
Mm.
to me, a big challenge for me. I felt like, when my husband was being a husband, I was also being a husband, and there was no one to be his wife. I think that was the
Oh,
biggest
oh.
challenge for me, um, personally. And, like, marriage has hardships. And I
Yeah.
always thought I was this perfect person because, like I said, I got saved when I was 17, So
Mm.
I thought in marriage, I'm the saint. So it
Mm.
means everything that I'm doing is right. I'm the one who's
Mm.
always correct. I know
Yeah.
everything and I know better. So when I would run to God about my husband, that, oh no, I don't like that he did this, this, and that, that's when God actually set me down and he taught me how to be a wife. He was like, this is what we're going to do. The problem is not your husband. The problem is not you, but you are not seeing what's the real problem. The problem is that there is
Mm.
no foundation. You guys are just, playing husband and wife, even though you do
Mm.
not understand what it is. So I think that's also our biggest challenge in the world that we live in, that we come into marriage, we get married, but do we have an understanding of what it is? Do we know how to be husband and wife and
So,
wife? it sounds good to be someone's wife. It sounds good to be someone's husband, to be called Mrs. A. But do I know, what it means to be Mrs. A, and what it requires of me? Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know. So it was until I had to read the Word of God that I knew, what it means to be a wife, and what it means in general to be a godly woman. Because I was always someone, you know saying I'm a Christian, but were my deeds matching that, what I was
Yeah.
proclaiming? So the more time I spent, reading the Word of God and being in His presence, I realized that no, I'm actually a Christian by words. My deeds are so ugly. I am so ugly in my marriage. I am so ugly to my husband. So God really had to summon me regarding that. So my biggest struggle was definitely the fact that I didn't know how to be a wife. I was a wife before I even knew what it means to be a wife and what it requires of me, you know.
Sure. And from what you have said, I just thought of something. Was just because we're Christians, we think that we automatically become wives, you automatically become even a friend to someone, you automatically become a great leader just because you're a Christian. But you can be a Christian
Yeah,
and fail to be those
yeah,
things that God, it's not that God hasn't, is not going to bless you. As you have said, you became a wife before you knew what a wife was. So God can allow
yeah,
certain, or you can be,
yeah.
you can get married, but actually you don't know what is expected from you. And yeah, man, that is so scary. Like, to think about it, that is so scary that many people, they think just being a wife is when you have a ring and then you're holding hands and then you are serving relationship goals on social media. But marriage is beyond that, I
Hmm.
think. Marriage is
Beyond
beyond.
that.
Yeah, and I know that you have a baby. So how the transition, like how is it being a mother? Because now you are a mother and then you are a wife. These are two different roles. And I've heard people complaining that their wives get to love the babies more than they love them. It's like the child came and then replaced them. So what can you say about that?
Mhm. Well, I see it happening a lot, but you know what? My advice is going to be to the men, honestly. I'm going to be honest. It's to the husbands or the new dads. If
Mm,
you are involved, in helping your wife with the baby, you will
mm,
realize then she won't give the baby all of her time. That was the situation with my husband and I. My husband, well, I don't know, I know how you feel, baby, but I don't remember him um, complaining that I'm spending too much time with the baby. I've given the baby all my love and focus, and that is because he is such a hands-on father. He From the
mm.
beginning was so helpful. He was in it, so it's like we're doing it together. So you'd not even see that. Okay, Gertie loves the baby more than she loves her husband now, or gives the baby more attention than the husband, because we are a team. We're partners. We're doing this together. We made the baby together, so now we have to raise him together. You know,
Yes,
now we have to raise
that's
him
true,
together.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I realized that most of the time, it's not that the woman is in the wrong, but the woman does not have any other choice but to focus on the baby because there is no help. So it's something that both husband and wife really need to be honest about and speak about. The baby is not a priority for the woman only, for the mom only. So if
Yeah.
you help as a husband and you are as involved, your wife won't be as tired and exhausted that she won't even have time for you. So just help. So the transition for us, it was okay. Our sex life didn't struggle. Nothing struggle.
I knew that
Yeah.
Girly was going to talk about that. So, yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that part. Yes, in marriage, then what? Let's just say now I'm getting married tomorrow, then what? Especially in that topic, like what advice can you give to women and men as well when it comes to marriage and sex?
Oh. Well, to the men, I'll start with the men. Wow, because we are blacks and we are Africans, and I know that you know, growing up, or or rather the stories I heard.
Oh,
Okay, I'll speak about a former colleague of mine. So this is for my black brothers out there.
okay.
She used to come to work and say that her man would come home and be like, take off the clothes, it's time to go to bed, you know. Mrs. B and sex. Take
Okay.
off the clothes, time to, yeah, it's time to wear. So my advice to the new husband is that, you know, women are emotional. We cannot hide that, and we cannot run away from that. That's who we are. That's how we're created by God, and that's what makes us unique and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So do not approach, you know, they
Oh yeah, don't come aggressive. Like,
you know, don't approach it like just hang out with. No, that's my son, guys.
hey
That's my son.
Josh.
Don't
Okay, yeah.
approach.
Mm-hmm.
Don't approach, you know, your wife like you are approaching your guys. So you really need to be gentle with her. I'm not talking about the act in itself, but also how you speak to her, how you treat her before that. You know, foreplay isn't just, you know, oral sex, but also what but also what you do, you know, what you feed your wife, the compliments and all that. So I'll say that also, as you guys are undressing, you know, on the first night or whatever, pay compliments as you're undressing, you know, compliment her body. Because also, you know, with us women, we are so, you know, there are body parts that we are uncomfortable with. So
Yeah.
just having a significant other just reassure you that, you know what, you're
It's
beautiful,
okay.
and I love what I see. You know, I love what I see. So even after, yo guys, even after, I'm still talking to men. Even
Okay.
after you finish, then you say, okay, cool, bye. You know, let's go watch a show or whatever. Just talk, you know, talk about how beautiful the moment was, how much you enjoyed it. And to the women, I will say, don't overthink things. You know, your husband adores you, so even the flaws, each and everything, each and every body part, trust me, he's going to adore. What I will say, do wear sexy underwear on that first night.
No joking.
Please, please, do wear it. Guys, I was a joking girl, but yo, the Lord has helped. The Lord has saved me. So, no joke. No jokies, guys. Really. You know, try to wear sexy underwear, and just be yourself. Be comfortable, be confident in your body, in your skin. You know, confidence is so attractive, and I don't think your husband is expecting you to look like someone they see in the magazines or even on Instagram. You know, you must remember that he chose you to
Yeah.
just continue. Yeah, just remember that on that first night, and just have fun, guys. Just enjoy each other. That's the most important thing. Enjoy each other.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Before I continue and ask more questions, I'm just gonna read few comments that people have sent. Oh, Dennis says hey, and oh, Tina says lol, Mrs. A and sex. It's because they know how honest you are, my love. Like you are very honest. Tracy, hello. If guys you have any question and comments, please just send it through now so that we don't wait for comments. We can just read them through as we continue with the conversation so that we can finish on time. And we're thinking of your data as well. So I heard that part, and I think it's very important, but I don't want to lie. Let's just say you've been celibate for 5 years. I think it's gonna be very, very difficult for the transitioning, you know, as women we have stretch marks and we are never satisfied with our bodies. That's one of the things that I've realized. I've been going to the gym
Yeah.
since October last year, but I'm never like saying, oh my God, my body is bomb. So I totally agree with you. But if your person or your husband compliments, it's okay. Because I remember my friend, I'm going to say her name because I love her. Kiba, she cut her hair, like a simple thing, just as cutting her hair. And I said to her, "Oh my God, you look nice, you look beautiful." She's like, "Oh, thank you, friend," and stuff like that. I'm like, what does your husband think? Well, I said something like that. She's like, "No, my husband loved it." And I told myself, you know what? If anybody doesn't like it, I don't care, as long as my husband likes it. And
Mm-hmm.
imagine if your partner gets to compliment you, to say you're
Yeah.
okay with those silver stripes, like those things that we have. You are okay with a little bit of your big belly. That is okay.
Yeah.
You don't care what the world says. But imagine if you
Mm-hmm.
come from a house where your husband is forever just not complimenting or not saying anything, and then the world says, "Actually, you don't look good."
Yeah.
You unconsciously think, "Kuti, you know what? That means that's why my husband never compliments me, because vele I don't look good." So I totally agree with that, Mrs. A. So another thing that I would like to ask is the issue of friendship in marriage. Um, you mentioned that you like us to talk about that. Where do I draw the line? Because sometimes I don't know if it can be too much or too less in marriage. So where do you draw the line between your husband being your friend and your friendship with your best friend or with teen or whoever? Where do you draw the line between the two?
Is my best friend still here? Girl, I miss you and I love you, and I'm sorry that my husband is taking your place. So,
Yeah,
you
lots
know
of
what?
people always say your husbands are your best friends, but it's fine.
Honestly, he's the one I spend most time with, and we
Mm,
just get along and we share so much. So naturally, we're going to be best friends. He will be the one who is, my best friend. Um, with us, honestly,
no,
maybe
but
because it's
to stop you. I've heard people who say no, your husband must not be your friend. Like people like your husband is your husband, and I'm like, okay, so where do I draw the line to say? Because for me, there are certain things that I see, like we're walking in the street, and I think I would like to share certain moments with my husband. Like if I'm walking with my friend, we look at something, we wouldn't talk, but we'll know that this is time for us to laugh. Like we just look, and then we both laugh. But other people, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm too observant. It's like they are walking, I don't know with what. You even wonder, do these people even hug each other? Yes, Tracy. I didn't want to say it. I want my husband to be my gossiping partner. Like I talk to this guy about everything in life, like everything. But certain people, man, they don't make it look attractive. They don't put the vibe there. So where do you draw the line? Do you advise for people to be best friends with their husband, and what are the benefits for that?
I wouldn't say like I advise them to be best friends, but I would say friendship is so important. It's really important. I have seen, what it has done for us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in also in our journey as parents, knowing that I can go to him with everything and anything, and he's got my back, and I'm here for him too. So
Mm-hmm.
I am.
No, it's fine. My light just went off. Yes, it's fine.
So just knowing that the one I actually sleep with every single night is my safe place.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Mm-hmm.
encouraging for me. So I would advise that you work on the friendship part more than anything actually, because now when you got that friendship part sorted, it's easy for you guys also to communicate when problems arise. So
Oh
I would
yeah.
say that your spouse should be, it's a must. They need to be your friend, your closest friend. Whether you call them best friend or you make them your best friend, that is up to you. It depends on what works for you. But friendship really is important for husband and wife. Like my best friend said, she knows that my husband did take her place. And I
Yes.
like that she respected that. So it's important that you also have friends who actually get that and respect that.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend, that one, the female one, is actually single. She's not married, but I really love how just given my husband nice space also to get to figure things out as a couple. You
Yeah,
know, it
yeah.
does not mean that we're no longer friends. It does not mean that she's not in my life. She's still in
Mhm.
my life. But my husband obviously will be the one I ask first, babe, what do you think of this outfit? You know, do you think this hairstyle looks cute? Do you like this nail polish? Things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Because I'm not married, but I'm just trying to imagine a situation where uh, I can be a friend with the husband, like with my husband, because I'm very talkative. So I'm just thinking, like, it means I'll be on my phone all the time because I'll be trying to communicate with my friend because I cannot communicate with this person.
No,
You see? So yes, let's
no.
go to before we finish. Let's go to conflict management because I'm reading this book. Just to say, I'm reading this book, right? This book, this guy says, whatever decision you make in life, it comes with problems. I write it on my blog yesterday as well. And to think about it is true because it was like, if you want a car, obviously you're gonna face problems of your car breaking down. If you are married, it's a matter of you're gonna have problems of conflict with this person. You're gonna have conflict with the person. So for me, I always say conflicts are good, but you need to know how to communicate with the next person, obviously in a respectful way as well, not to shout. Because some of us are very, hey, like when we get mad, we just like, let me shout so that you hear what I say to you. So, what advice can you give when it comes to conflict management, especially in marriage?
You know what? I'll start by saying this. I think most of us, or most people, we get
Mhm.
married and we think this is where the happily ever after begins. So it means that we're not going to fight. Who? Me and my spouse, we're not going to fight. It's
Yeah.
just going to be honeymoon throughout. But as the marriage goes on, you will realize that is not the truth. You know,
Mm,
everything has hardships. You know, I can't tell you that, you know, your marriage would not have conflict or arguments. Just as starting a business, I cannot tell you that it will not come with problems, you know, but you still go for it. So for me, one thing that God taught me in this journey, because you know, I used to be a
mm,
mess of a wife.
mm,
So I used to be like that. Also, the raising voice, not knowing how to communicate. I think
mm,
the thing is, we do not know. Most of the time, we do not know how to communicate, and we do not know um, who we are fighting against. So for me,
mm,
yeah, I had to, you know, God had to show me that it's not really me against my husband. You know,
mm,
we are not enemies. We are actually the unit. We are a unit. So just remember that during the arguments, because they are going to be there during conflict, it's going to be there. Do not name call each other the nasty fights. You know, just try to be civil and remember that you are actually trying to figure something out. It's because you had a disagreement, so you were on a different page
mm,
with your partner regarding something. It's not that your partner is evil or you are evil, or they do not get you, they do not understand you. So in order for them to understand you also and to make your point valid, you do not
mm,
need to call them names, no name calling. You do not need to raise your voice. It really just takes
mm,
everything away. What did my husband used to say? That, you know, I may be saying the right thing to him, I may be telling the truth, but the tone, you know, just
mm.
makes, you know, him be like, no, I'm not going to listen. So if you
Yeah.
really want your spouse to listen to you, yeah, that used to be my problem in the beginning, and my husband told me this. So if you really need to have peace and to have conclusion, you need to also mind your voice, your tone, the words that you say, because words can scar. So be careful about that. And remember that it is not you against your husband. You and your husband, or you and your wife, are a unit. You know, you are not
Mm,
enemies. So most of the time, like the Bible tells us, like the Apostle Paul told us, is that we are fighting. We're not fighting against flesh and blood, but it is a
come on.
spiritual warfare. You know, and I think in marriage, it's very important that we understand it really is a spiritual warfare. I'm not going to lie. We know that the enemy loves broken homes. So
Mm,
obviously, what does John 10 verse 10 says? That it comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So we
mm,
need to be alert regarding that and know that, you know what, some arguments or certain conflict, it is not because, oh, it is not due to flesh and blood, but
Yeah.
it is a spiritual warfare. So how do I fight this also? So you need to try and pause also, you know,
Mm.
as the other, as the partner, we can't both be fire. My aunt-in-law used to say, said when
Mm.
one is fire, one needs to be water. So imagine we're both there. We are not going to reach any conclusion.
Yeah.
We even forget why we were fighting in
Mm.
the first place. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, so one honestly needs to be the water in this. You need to step back and say, you know what, why are we even fighting in the first place? And then try to find resolutions and answers to that, because the minute we're both fire, our house is going to burn down, which means our marriage is going to burn down, and then we'll just be another statistic, of, oh, you
Mm.
see, we told you not to go to marriage is awful. So try to remember that it is not you against your partner. I think this is very important. It's really important.
Yeah. Yeah.
You against whatever the problem is, and who actually is the reason why, the creator of that problem. And most of the time, like I quoted, that is a spiritual warfare. So we need to remember that other things we actually really need to fight also spiritually, instead of just standing face to
Mm.
face with my husband and telling him what an awful husband he is, what a bad person he is. Sometimes
Mm.
I need to go back and go pray about it. Honestly, need to go pray and be the water in
Mm.
this. Yeah.
Sure, sure. I think everybody took notes. I totally agree with you, and I never thought of it like this. That the fact that when you are married to a person, the two of you are a unit, meaning that you are one. So it's you and this person against whatever that you are dealing with. But we have always perceived it as if it is me against my husband and whatever
Yes.
it is. So I'm actually fighting you, not realizing
Yes.
that I always say sometimes it's not a matter of just a conflict with a person. It's because you personally need to heal as well. There are things that you need to
Yes.
deal with. And so when a person, it's like a person who's a victim of rape. The moment a
Yeah.
person touches them, a man touches them, they are not basically just fighting the man that is touching them. They are fighting the fact that I have been healed from that thing. So when it comes to marriage as well, there are certain things that your husband will do which are not as bad. Even in relationship, they are not as bad, but because they unconsciously remind you of certain things that you haven't dealt with. My friend will always say that in life you need to heal. Allow yourself to get through things, get through emotion, get to feel. And some of us, we have daily issues. You have a real problem with your father, and you go
Mhm.
to marry. So this man, you don't only see him as a husband, but you get to see him as you're just like that man. Like men, we even come up like men are trash. We say it love like you laughing, but deep
Mhm.
down there's something that just agrees with you, and you need to find the root of it. And what we try to do, especially when we're Christians, what we try to do, we try to take out the fruits. Gucci, no, but you need to deal with the roots of the problem so that it doesn't come back again. And yeah, man, thank you so much, Girly. I'm ready. I'm ready to get married. I'm kidding. There's a
Yes,
lot of work that
girl.
I need to do. There's a lot of work that I really need to do. After talking to you, I realized that, you know what, we're thinking, Gusi, in marriage, I'm going in marriage with this person, but we are together. We are one thing. So whatever that comes, me and you, we are together. We're gonna win this thing. We don't want to be statistics, and we don't want to raise kids where the mother is there, the father is there. Kids, they
Yeah.
grow happily if they are raised in families where both parents are there, unless if
Yeah.
God is the one who decides to take
Yeah.
one of them. But let us not be, at like, no, we're not saying stay in marriages that are not working out, but try to find help, try to introspect. What I've noticed, people are actually scared of feeling, people are scared of feeling sad or being vulnerable. And that's one thing I think that is important in marriage as well, to be vulnerable to the next person. Um, I once read something on Instagram, I think, that said being in love with someone is like giving someone a knife and saying, I trust that you won't stab me, but if you want to, you can actually do. Um, So yes, I have learned something. I don't know if people have any comments that they like to make. I see Tino is saying, she's like, yeah, she's like, thank you. I think that means thank you, or it means amen. Bianca, thank you so much for joining. But I'm just gonna make sure that I save this video so that people can watch it. It is really eye-opening because we always think marriage being what Instagram tells us to be. Instagram gives us these beautiful pictures, and then tomorrow people are divorced, and then you're like, is this thing even real? Is
Yeah.
this thing even real? Honestly, because Girly, that's why I want to talk to people that I can text and ask a question to. Because if you look up into, like, there's nothing wrong with looking up at celebrities and stuff, but they won't tell you everything. Like,
Yeah.
they with the truth, because people are trying to be perfect everywhere. We're trying to
Yes.
portray this
Yes.
perfect picture. And I said it yesterday, Guti, there's no such thing as perfect. It doesn't exist. And once we get
Mm,
that straight, we're gonna be fine. Like, we're gonna be fine, guys.
exactly.
We are ready to get
Yes.
married. Me and Tino, we were here from the first. No, man. Anything that you like to add? Anything that you like to add, Kelly? Because I know that you are very expressive when it comes to this topic as well.
You know, I'd like to say, but to both males and females, even
Mm.
the ones that are not in marriage, that I don't take someone's life experiences and make them yours. The Bible said you were set apart. You know, so God
Mm.
has already written your story. So don't look at these failed marriages or even your parents' marriage and say, okay, I am not going there. No, we are going there. We are going and
Yeah.
where we are going, and then we'll find out for ourselves what it is. You know, so just do it. Just read the word of God, hear from God and what he has for you, because I believe also our marriages, each and every marriage or any relationship, really serves its purpose also in the kingdom. So when you
Mm.
say I am not going there, just like I used to say I am not going there, I am also like blocking the destiny or even my purpose,
Sure. Sure.
because he
Yeah.
said he knew me before he even formed me. So if I continued to try and run away from this marriage and all that, I was never going to serve my purpose in the kingdom. So just try and find your own purpose in God and your identity in God, and let him be the author and finisher of your life, and not look
Mm.
at people and say, okay, that is how I am going to be, that is how my life is going to be. My mom or my dad has failed in this. It automatically means I am also going to fail in this. No, you
Yeah.
have your own life. You have your own life story, and allow
Mhm.
God, like Mama Chamba says, let God create your own story. Do not create
Mm.
it because of other people's experiences. So do not run away from marriage. I know right now, wow, it has a lot of bad, you know um like it's just a lot of bad stories regarding marriage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just go and let God be the one to really write your story. Do not focus on the headlines, who got divorced today, who's getting divorced tomorrow. That is not your story. Who said you are also going to get divorced the next day or next week? Who said that?
Mm.
He is the
Mm.
only one who knows the number of your days, how long you're even going to be here on earth. So let him be the one also who knows what's going to happen in your life. I really feel like, we really take other people's experiences and then we just depress ourselves with them. It didn't work
Oh.
out for my mom. It means it's not going to work out for me. It didn't work out for anyone in my family. And sometimes, the people around you will tell you, oh, in our family, who does she think she is? Who does he think he is? In our family, no one has been a millionaire. So you really think you're going to be a millionaire? No one has had a successful marriage. So you think you're going to have a successful marriage? Who do you think you are? So
That's so
like try.
real. That's so real, because I always say discouragement doesn't actually come from people outside. People
Yes,
outside can say all the negative things, but they won't hit home. But they actually hit home more if my friend says it, if my family member says it, and say, "Guti,
Yes.
here at home, nobody has ever gotten married." And with my sister, I remember for her, she said the same thing. Because people are like, we've never had a white wedding in our house, and we wonder how this is gonna happen. And I think you and her are like more of the same people, because she was like, I prayed. I made sure that I prayed. She went to fit her dress, Girly. She was all, the dress was perfect. And she decided that she's gonna fast, like for her marriage, before she even got married. And then when she had to
Wow.
fit the dress a week before, the dress couldn't fit because she lost so much weight. But one lesson that I've learned from that is that you need to understand what you're getting yourself into. You need to understand that whatever that makes you be happy, whatever that makes you glorify God, it is what the enemy is going to fight. The enemy, sometimes he doesn't come foreign things. He uses the blessings that the Lord has given unto you to make you be depressed and make you
Yes.
sad and make you not dream bigger.
Yes.
When you think about, oh my God, me and my husband are gonna have a big house, and like nobody has a big house in your family. Who are you?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
what we listen to, and also I really like the fact that in everything that you say, you always take it back to God. And I know Christians sometimes they're like, no, we must stop spiritualizing things. We are living on earth. Trust me, the fact that we live on earth, it's more important for us to pray. Like it's more important for us
It
to
goes
pray.
down here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yes, and we have to actually pray. And Christians, they want to pray, but they don't read the word. They always like. And one question, the devotion that I'm reading, the pastor says, "How do you pray when you don't read the word? How? What are you even praying? Because you are
Yes.
praying your fleshly desires actually.
Yes.
But the word of the Lord says that I will grant you your desires according to my will. So how do you know the will of the Lord if you're not reading His word? So I actually like the fact that you always just go back to God, and you're not trying to sell us this dream of saying, you know what, as long as you wear lingerie, it's gonna be faithful. Love you can wear the lingerie. It's important. The lingerie is important.
Yeah.
No, guys, I buy lingerie for my friends when they're getting married. I don't play. Like that's what I buy. That's what I buy. That's my job. But you can wear that lingerie thing, but you also need to go back to your knees. Like that is very important. I'm just
It's
gonna
so
read few comments before we close. Tino says she's ready for marriage. Tino says she's ready for marriage. Tracy says, yeah, perfect people are not ends real and real people end perfect. That's true. No matter we see amen. And Tracy says we all have our own journey. Yeah, the moment you get to know that your journey is different, you may learn from one person to another, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be the same. And no matter, please change your surname. Your surname is Sipeng. It's not Sitola. You married now. It says, let God create your own story. I always say to people that I personally don't have a mentor that I look up to, because I believe that God is the only one that we should consult. Amen to that. Tracy says we are a generation that needs, we are a generation that needs to break generational curses in our families. That is so true. She says that we are destined for greatness. Yes, we are destined for greatness.
that's
We are
true.
destined for beautiful marriages, like beautiful marriages, not beautiful on pictures, but even beautiful in the household. I can't imagine when you're.
Yes.
I always think of you, because sometimes you write a status and say, "Oh, my husband is home, so guys, I'm offline." I'm like, this is what I want. You know, like
Just
I
be
want.
like, Lord, it's home. Yeah. The headache is here.
You don't even know what to do with yourself because this person annoys you. So
Yeah.
I really, that's why I don't comment that much, because when you comment a lot, people get to be fake as well. So I let a
Yeah.
person know what they like, and I'm like, this is what I want. This is the kind of marriage. Obviously, not everything, but some of the things you like. When my husband comes back from home, I actually want to be happy. And people like Unoma Temba as well, I really like your content, because she will upload like a picture during the day, and she'll like, come back home, I miss you already. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Like, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to
you guys actually make marriage beautiful. Because as I've said, at some point I thought marriage was beautiful, and then you met people who have been married for 30 years, and they're like, marriage is hard. Like there's nothing beautiful about it. Don't get
Yeah,
married. And I'm like, but you're still married. Like, why must I not?
right. Like I was thinking, I mustn't go there. I'm going to.
No, I'm going there. Nobody can stop me. Yes, Nomatamba, thank you so much for changing your surname. Guys, thank you so much for joining this evening. And Girly, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you like more content about being a wife or wife in the waiting, I strongly encourage you to follow Girly. Her page is Kingdom Queens. Kingdom Queens. So it's on Instagram. Or you can just press on top there. It will show
H
you this.
underscore Kingdom Queen.
Oh yes, underscore Kingdom Queen, because you're gonna find another one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's me.
just follow her, and you're gonna see she has a video. So you have seen her face. So when you follow that page, you'll see her face as well. And you might not be a wife right now. You might not be, but if you desire to be one, I'm not saying if you are obsessing, but if you desire to be a wife one day, I really think that you must feed yourself with great content. Be careful of the people that you follow on your social media. That is very important, because one way to the other, they have an influence. And Kingdom Kings, I believe, Queens, I believe, is one of the best platforms that a person can actually
Thank you.
learn about this journey. So from me to you, Kelly, thank you so much, Tando Sami. Um,
Oh,
thank
it's
you so
so
much.
nice, guys. Thank you so much. Thank
Good
you
night.
for having me.
Thanks. Please let me say A for boring you to us. We really appreciate. And Josh was not screaming at me today. I am happy.
Yeah, she's stunning.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much.
word. She's ready. She's ready. Guys,
All right, thank you, babe. Have a wonderful evening.
bye.
Our pleasure, guys, our pleasure. And thank you so much, my friend Norma. I appreciate the love. We're gonna go out now. Yes, I am sure.